Hey, picture this. You're escaping to your ultimate beach. What does it actually look like?
Hmm.
Is it like dramatic cliffs meeting the sand, or maybe a gentle curve of white against that perfect turquoise water?
Yeah, the classic postcard image.
Exactly. Well, today we're kind of taking that mental escape and grounding it a bit in reality. Or, well, a curated version of
Well,
reality.
because we're not just daydreaming about any old beach, are we? We're doing a deep dive into the 10 best beaches in the world.
Hmm.
This list comes from National Geographic's book, The 10 Best of Everything. So think of this as our insider. Look at what really makes a beach, legendary.
Right. We're using a 2013 article from 10 Most Today
That
that highlights these 10 spots Nat Geo picked out.
And our mission basically is to figure out what makes these specific beaches stand out.
What's the secret sauce?
Exactly. What is the essence of a truly world-class beach, beyond just looking pretty?
So, yeah, consider this your curated tour of some of the planet's most celebrated shores. Well, hit each spot, figure out its unique draw, and pull out the key things that make it special. Okay, let's dive in. First stop, the Seychelles.
Ah, yes.
This is an archipelago, which is just a fancy term for a cluster of islands, right?
Right, a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, 115 islands scattered across the Indian Ocean. And apparently, this is where you'll find some of the most photographed beaches, like, ever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What grabs you immediately about the Seychelles, and especially Anse d'Argent on La Digue Island,
Mm-hmm.
is the look. It's almost unreal.
How so?
The enormous, super smooth granite boulders just sitting there framing the white sand and that turquoise water. It's a visual you just don't see everywhere else.
Wow. Okay. And it sounds really inviting, too. The article mentions the water is relatively shallow
Yeah.
and turquoise, and it's protected by a reef.
Right.
So, not big crashing waves, more
Got
calm, tranquil.
Exactly. Calm water. So the takeaway here isn't just the beauty, though that's obviously huge. It's those unique geological formations, those boulders, right?
Yeah.
Plus the reef. That reef creates the calm waters, which are perfect for chilling out, taking photos.
Mm.
But it also supports a whole underwater ecosystem.
Ah, okay.
So it's this cool mix of dramatic land and gentle sea.
Makes sense. Okay, so from those unique granite shores, let's head to another Indian Ocean spot, the Maldives.
Okay, another classic.
This is a whole island country, like a string of over 1,000 islands southwest of Sri Lanka, right on the equator. That's quite a location.
It really is. And what's interesting about the Maldives, I think, is the kind of double appeal it has.
How do you mean?
Well, the article points out it's great for people who just want total relaxation.
Mm-hmm.
Picture the overwater bungalows, endless blue.
Yeah, the dream.
But it also appeals to more adventurous types,
Mhm.
people who want to get in the water, swim, dive with all the amazing tropical fish.
Ah, right. So it covers both bases, whether your ideal day is like a book in a hammock or strapping on a mask and fins.
Exactly. The Maldives seems to offer both.
Interesting.
It makes you think, doesn't it? What really draws you to a beach? Is it the quiet stillness, or is it the excitement of exploring what's under the surface?
Good question.
The Maldives kind of suggests you maybe don't have to choose.
Hmm. Okay, next up, we're heading way out into the Pacific.
Yeah.
To Bora Bora, French Polynesia.
Ah, Bora Bora. Just the name sounds luxurious.
Totally exotic, beautiful.
And a geography there is a huge part of that appeal. It's basically what's left of an extinct volcano.
Right.
So you've got these two big peaks, Mount Pahia and Mount Adamano, right in the middle of the island, dominating the view. It's quite dramatic.
And it's surrounded by a lagoon and a barrier reef. Okay, explain barrier reef again. What does that actually do for the beach experience?
So a barrier reef is like a natural wall underwater, but it's usually pretty far offshore.
Okay.
It shields the lagoon inside from the big ocean waves and strong currents. And that's what gives Bora Bora those famously calm, super clear turquoise waters it's known for. And the article mentions it's known for being quiet, intimate, lots of secluded beaches and hotels.
Yeah.
So it's the perfect place to just soak in that dramatic volcanic view in peace.
Okay, now for something completely different. We're jumping continents to the Hamptons, New York.
Right. Definitely change of scenery.
Yeah, when you think best beaches, this might not be the first place that springs to mind for everyone. Tropical paradise, it is not.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Which makes it interesting that it's on this kind of list. It's not the typical postcard. The beauty here is more wild.
Mm.
The article talks about an unspoiled shoreline, windswept dunes, and wading grasses. It borders the Atlantic, which is, a powerful ocean. It's a different vibe.
And it also mentions the Hamptons has some seriously expensive homes.
Ah, yes. That's
Does that play into it being a best beach, like the exclusivity? Or is it purely the natural beauty?
that's a really good question.
Yeah.
I mean, the price tags probably mean parts are very well kept, maybe access is limited here and there. But the article does focus on the unspoiled shoreline, the dunes, the grasses. That suggests the natural beauty of that Atlantic coast is definitely a big factor. It's got this rugged charm, very different from the calm lagoons we just talked about. Appeals to people who like a more dramatic coast.
Okay, makes sense. Let's go back to warmer waters now. Lanikai Beach, Hawaii.
Lanikai.
It's pretty small, only about half a mile long, but it constantly gets ranked among the world's best. That's impressive for such a small spot.
It is, and the article gives a big clue why. There's a nearby coral reef.
Ah, okay, like Bora Bora.
Exactly. That reef acts like a natural shield again,
Yeah.
creates those super calm waters Lanikai is famous for. But the watercolor is described as deep green here.
Maybe it's
Interesting.
green, yeah. But there's something else specific mentioned. It's supposed to be an amazing spot to watch the moonrise.
Oh, yeah. Over the Mukaluas, those are the two little islands just offshore,
Right.
especially during a full moon.
What makes that moonrise so special? Is it just the view?
Well, it's because Lanikai is on the east side of the island. So you get this perfect, straight-on, unobstructed view as the moon comes up over the water, and it's framed by those little islands, the Makulus.
Ah.
It's the perfect combination of location and timing.
Huh.
Creates a really spectacular, kind of magical sight.
Sounds incredible. Okay, staying in the U.S., but heading to the East Coast now.
Yeah.
Nantucket Island, Massachusetts.
Right. Very different feel again.
Yeah.
Historic, kind of preppy maybe.
Yeah, definitely has that vibe. It's an island with a lot of history, about 30 miles south of Cape Cod. And the article points out it includes smaller islands too, Tuckernuck and Muskeget.
Uh-huh.
And it names specific beaches, Surfside, Children's, and Mataket Beach. The fact they call out different ones suggests there's some variety there.
Totally. Nantucket isn't just one type of beach. You've got calmer spots like Children's Beach, probably good for families. Then Surfside likely has, well, surf. And Mataket is on the western side, so maybe more sunsets, possibly rougher water. It means there's a range. And it's all wrapped up in that New England maritime history and character. Appeals to a different crowd than, say, the Maldives.
Right, different strokes. Okay, now, brace yourself for something really unique, apparently. Fraser Island, Australia.
Oh, Fraser Island. Yeah, this one's wild.
It's heritage listed on the coast of Queensland. It sounds completely different from anything else so far. What does heritage listed mean in this context? Like, protected?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Being heritage listed, especially if it's UNESCO, means it's recognized as exceptionally important naturally or culturally and needs preserving.
And why is Fraser Island so special?
Well, first off, its size. It's
Yeah.
massive, about 120 kilometers long, 24 wide. It's the largest sand island in the world.
Oh, the largest sand island.
Yep. But here's the craziest part. The article mentions rainforests
Okay.
with 1,000-year-old trees growing directly out of the sand.
Get out. How is that even possible? Trees growing in sand.
It's mind-blowing, right?
Yeah.
It completely expands what you think a beach or an island can be. Fraser Island isn't just sand meets sea. It's a whole complex ecosystem built on sand.
Wow.
The fact that massive rainforests can actually thrive there. It's this incredible mix of geology, biology, wind, water, a living landscape. Truly unique.
Okay, my mind is slightly blown. Let's return to something maybe more familiar. The Caribbean. St. Bart's.
Oh, St. Bart's. Chic and beautiful.
It's a small island, only 8 miles long, but it apparently packs in 20 beautiful beaches. That's a lot for a small place.
It is, and the description is pure Caribbean dream, right? White sand, crystal clear turquoise water, the archetype.
Totally. Plus, the article notes it draws tourists not just for the beaches, but also for the French cuisine.
Mm-hmm. That's a big part of its appeal.
So there's a cultural foodie element too.
Exactly. St. Bart's delivers that high-end luxury Caribbean vibe, but with this added layer of sophisticated European, specifically French, influence in the food and the general atmosphere. It's a blend of natural beauty and cultivated elegance. Draws a certain crowd. Gotcha. Okay. Penultimate stop. We're heading to Southeast Asia, Langkawi, Malaysia.
Langkawi. Another archipelago seems to be a theme.
Yeah. 104 islands this time in the Andaman Sea.
And what's really appealing about Langkawi, according to the article, is the contrast
Contrast between what?
between the beautiful white sand beaches and clear water and the really lush green forests that often come right down to the coast.
Oh, nice. So you get the amazing beach, but with this backdrop of vibrant green, maybe jungle you can explore.
Precisely. It sounds like a really immersive natural setting. You get the tropical beach thing, but also this rich inland scenery.
Best of both worlds, maybe.
Could be. Langkawi seems to offer that nice mix of coastal relaxation and the chance to explore inland nature. You could sunbathe in the morning and hike through a rainforest in the afternoon.
Sounds amazing. Okay, last one. We're circling back to Hawaii. This time, Kanoa Bay on the Big Island.
Right.
And the article calls this the quintessential Hawaiian spot. That's a bold claim. High expectations. It is. And the description tries hard to meet them. It paints a picture. A perfect crescent shape, about a quarter-mile long.
Uh-huh.
White sand, palm trees swaying, calm, clear blue water.
Right.
It's pretty much the image many people have of a classic Hawaiian beach, right?
Yeah, exactly. That mental picture. Plus, it offers all the standard beach stuff, swimming, sunbathing, snorkeling, even boogie boarding.
So it's accessible, fun for lots of different people.
But then there's this extra bit. You might see manta rays swimming at night.
Whoa.
Right. That adds a whole other level.
Absolutely. Seeing manta rays, these huge, graceful creatures, that turns a lovely beach day into a potentially unforgettable wildlife encounter. Kaneohe Bay really seems to tick all the boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, accessible, lots to do, and that potential for a natural wonder.
Okay, wow. We've covered a lot of ground, or sand, rather. As we kind of wrap up this deep dive into Nat Geo's Top 10,
Right.
what are the big themes or takeaways for you from this list?
Well, the thing that really strikes me is just the sheer variety. What makes a beach the base is clearly not one single thing.
Right. It's so diverse.
Yeah, we went from volcanic islands to massive sand islands with rainforests, from classic tropical spots to rugged Atlantic coasts. It just hammers home that the ideal beach is super personal. Depends entirely on what you're looking for.
It really does. It's fascinating how geography, the plants and animals, the culture nearby, even just the overall vibe of a place,
Yeah.
and it all feeds into making a beach feel special.
Completely. Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener. Thinking about all these different kinds of beach perfection. What are the absolute must-haves for your ideal beach paradise?
Yeah.
And out of these 10 amazing places we talked about, which one really sparks your curiosity? Which one makes you want to pack a bag and, maybe start your own best beaches list?